here from Handmade with Love. I hope that you're all having a wonderful weekend and staying safe. In honor of International Scrapbooking Day, which is today, I thought it would be fun to pop on and make a layout. This is going to be a 12 by 12 layout, and this is my first time doing any sort of scrapbooking on camera for my YouTube channel. So I hope that you guys will respond positively and let me know what you think of this video and if you would like to see more, because it always makes me happy to see you guys being honest about what you want to watch. So yeah, I thought that it would be fun to film this process. I do have a pretty blue picture here, so I'm going to be sticking with that blue theme. I'm going to be using the Sunny Days collection, and I am going to be scrap lifting somewhat this layout from Hey Elsie. She has like an envelope going on with lots of different floral pieces coming out of the envelope and a little bit of mixed media. So mine's not going to be exactly like this, but I do really like the idea of having the photo inside of the envelope. Now mine is a little bit big, so it's going to be a bigger envelope. Obviously, we're going to try to make it work. I might trim down the photo just a little bit. I'm not sure where this is going to go and how well it's going to turn out, but I thought I would at least tell you my plans before we get started, so that way we can see what it looks like at the end. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned if you want to see this process.
Alright, so to start off this layout, I am just picking out a background paper. I have the project pad for this collection, so I was just looking through some of the plain colored papers, and I really liked this blue one that I had, and I felt like it matched well with this double-sided paper. I'm going to be using this double-sided paper to make the envelope that you'll see on the layout, just because it is the only double-sided paper that I had left, and I knew I wanted to use a double-sided one because since it's going to be an envelope, you are going to see both of the sides slightly on the actual layout. So I'm just measuring this out, and I'm trying to make a 5 by 7 envelope, so I cut it to 9.5 by 9.5, and now I'm just doing the envelope making process, which is just scoring and flipping and all of that fun stuff. And I am rounding the corners on this just because I like the way that it looks. I think it comes out just a little bit softer. So as I'm taping this envelope together, I realized that I want to add some stitching to it. I think it would look really cute, and normally I wouldn't add any sort of stitching on an envelope just because it's going to make it hard to fit anything on the inside of it. It tends to make the envelope just a little bit more tight and not as bendable. So I normally wouldn't do that, but because there wasn't going to be much going on the inside of this envelope other than the photo, I thought it would be fine and add a little bit of a gold touch. So now I am matting my picture, and I'm just using a really pale pink paper that I had around me. You could definitely use white if you're trying to recreate this. It really doesn't matter too much, but because I had a lot of blue on my layout and my picture was blue as well, I definitely wanted something there to kind of separate that and add a little bit more color. So that's what I'm doing now, and then I'm trying to work out the placement of it. I'm not quite sure I want to glue everything down yet, so I'm still trying to just picture it in my head of where everything's gonna be. I think it looks cute with the envelope a little bit crooked and the picture kind of straight coming out of it. So I'm just trying to think about where I want things. And in the original picture, she used some mixed media on the rest of the layout to add some color and a cute little touch. So I thought that I would try that as well, except instead of white, I'm going for some pinks, and I end up using a kind of mustard yellow as well to tie in with that pattern paper. So I'm doing this really messily. I'm not trying to be too precise at all. I really don't use mixed media a lot, so whenever I do it, I would prefer to do it in a way that kind of is messy and whimsical. So what I'm doing is just adding the color on the very edge of the paper and then dragging it out into the middle. As I drag it out into the middle, I'm also trying to make my brush a little bit more dry, so I'll focus it on the edge in the middle first, and then with whatever's left over on the brush, I'll go over to the side and kind of blend it and get that strokes look. I think it's really cute, and it kind of adds to the whole messy vibe. So here I'm going in with like a green yellow kind of color, and I think that this is really cute. I wouldn't have normally picked this one, but I felt like pink would just be too much pink, so I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. And you can see I also leave a gap between the colors, and as I go, I'm just trying to get most of the color on the actual page, and then as I get my brush a little bit more dry, I go in and blend them together with just dry strokes. So hopefully that makes sense what I'm doing here. It's definitely a little bit hard to explain, but you can watch on the screen if you would like to, and just kind of see how I do it. But yeah, this is how it turned out once it was dry, and I think it does add a nice touch of color, and I felt like the side of the layout was just looking really plain, so I kind of like that I just went for the paints and did what I could with it. And now I'm looking for some more layers to add underneath the picture and to bring more color to the layout. So I'm just looking through my 6x8 paper pad, and then I go to my little scraps bin as well. This is one of the papers from the project pad, which I don't think comes in the 12x12 pad by Maggie Holmes. It's only in the project pad, but it's has a bunch of like numbers and tickets and letters and stuff like that, and it's really colorful. It has really pretty colors, and a lot of them match the paint that I did on the side. So I am just kind of ripping and tearing the paper to give it more of an edgy look. I don't want anything to be too precise because I'm definitely not the best at scrapbooking, so the more messy the better in my opinion. But yeah, I'm just kind of tearing the edges of the paper, and I'll do that a few times and add a few different colors of paper, a few different layers until I get the look that I want to. Yeah, this was a really therapeutic process for me. I know you guys don't normally see me make scrapbook layouts, so I hope that you are liking how it's turning out so far. And let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of these types of videos, because I would definitely be keen to make them for you. Just kind of don't know what you guys would like, so definitely tell me if you want to see more of these. So I'm just adding on some more layers and trying to make that picture less blue. It's a beautiful photo for sure. Me and my friends actually went on a little bit of a walk in our city, and it was just really nice to get out of the house. Of course, we stayed 6 feet away from everybody else who was walking and tried to stay away from crowds and stuff. A lot of people are still training for like marathons and stuff for later this year, so tried to keep our distance from everybody, but it was just so nice to be in the fresh air and see the city for a little while. So it was a really fun day, and we just had fun exploring, which that will be the title of this layout, spoiler alert, but you'll see that in just a moment. So I'm done adding all the layers now. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It's definitely very colorful and distracts from the blue vibe of the photo. So now I'm just looking for some stickers to add. In the original one, in the original layout that I am scrap lifting, she uses a lot of different floral pieces and like leaves and stuff. And if I had a little bit more time to think about it, I maybe would have die cut some little leaves and more flowers to use on the layout, but I was just trying to stick with what I had from the collection. So I'm using this chipboard flower, and then I go back to the sticker page in the project pad and I pull out the other flower that's on the right side of the picture, and I just go ahead and lay that down, and I'm still trying to figure out what else I want to add. I know that the flowers, I don't have enough to create like this whole wreath effect, but I do want to add some more stickers, so I just kind of look through and I'm adding just kind of random ones. Like that definitely does not make sense for the picture, but I think it looks cute. It adds a little bit of something. And yeah, and then I hot glue that floral piece. I add a little butterfly. And I also have this really cute butterfly here that Angela sent to me in our swap. She sent me a whole bunch of them, so I do not have to hoard them. I can actually use them on layouts, which makes me so happy. And yeah, just kind of adding a little bit of hearts and like smaller embellishments onto the layout, because I felt like everything was pretty large. And with 12x12 layouts, you can definitely tell when there's empty space, so I'm trying to fill that in as much as possible. Here's where I add on to the title, and using that same little puffy sticker sheet, I add that one at the bottom that says "Enjoy the ride." I think that looks cute. And then from the clear stickers, I just add a few more little sentiments here, and these are the they're like a matte finish, but they're clear, so they show up. You can see the colors of whatever you put them on top of, which I think is kind of cool. So I just added those on, and now I'm doing a little bit of journaling here. I don't normally journal on layouts. Well, sometimes I'll journal on a tag and then kind of like hide it in the layout, just because I don't really like my handwriting very much. So I either try to type it out or hide it whenever I can, but I felt like it needed more black to tie together, so I'm just using my black pen as a way to bring in some more colors. And now I am going to be stamping, which I definitely do not normally do on this channel. I should probably do it more because I have a ton of stamps in my stash that I really need to start using. But I just picked up these 2 little hearts and wanted to use them around the layout. Like I said, empty space you can definitely see in a 12 by 12, so I am trying to fill it in as much as possible. And yeah, looking back, I maybe could have kept it a little bit more simple and left those out. I don't think that was 100% necessary, but I do like the little bits of black there because of the title and the sentiment that I have on the photo. So I think it does tie everything in together. And after I finish stamping, I go in with just the pen that I use for the journaling, and I add in a few more little hand-drawn hearts and plus signs, just so that way they're not all so uniform. There's different little clusters here and there. I maybe could have used some enamel dots in these little clusters as well. I think that would have been cute. I might even go back and do that at a different time, but yeah, I think that the little hand-drawn hearts kind of add a different element, make it a little bit more whimsical. So after that, this layout is finished, and like I said, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this. Please let me know if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.